I'm going to start with some big numbers so that give some context to the conversation, the reality that we're going to talk about. So there are 48 million mostly unpaid family caregivers. Those are people who are maybe caring for a parent, a spouse, someone in their family. It may be caring for a grandparent. It may be caring for a friend, a partner, a neighbor. Every day there are 66,000 people on average who take on that role. That's the equivalent of Portland, Maine every day. And most of those people, it may be a 6-month journey because it's a little bit short term, but there are going to be 40% of those folks who are going to go on a longer journey in terms of the person that they're caring for. Family caregivers, 50% of them are over the age of 50, 50% are under the age of 50. But that over 50, it's higher percentage of women providing the care. But when you look down at the younger millennials and Gen Z, it's under 35. It's about 50-50 in terms of men and women. If you look at the time that these caregivers put into this and you put a value on that, it's $600 billion every year. Then you look at the cost, and 3/4 of family caregivers, they're spending their own money, and on average, it's at least $7,200 out of pocket every year that the family caregivers are facing. And then that's on top of potentially the physical and mental health strain that the caregiving brings. But yet the role they play is so central to our country, our society, and really the backbone of care in our country. So there are 3 goals that we have right now in terms of our family caregiving work. The first is navigation. We need to take everything we can as an organization to try to make that easier. So if you're just starting in family caregiving, how can we give you the boost and let you have a place, or work with the places that you're already working with, the places the caregivers are going to be, to make navigation easier, and particularly the health system. You may have 3 or 4 different doctors and 3 or 4 different health systems that you're having to navigate through. How can we make that easier? How can we make sure that the family caregiver is considered to be a part of the care team and not just someone that happens to be in the waiting room or in there with folks? So number 2, let's tackle some of the obstacles that might be in the way for many family caregivers. The first is financial strain that occurs to many family caregivers. The second is the personal. What are the things that we can do to make that journey a little bit easier? Give people the information as soon as they can. And then the last piece is in the community. How can we work with, not just try to legislate that health systems are going to work with family caregivers, but let's find the champions and boost them up. Lawmakers, many of them are also family caregivers, or they've got their own story. And to build on that is that's where you find your champions. I'd also say we look to the states, because there are states, and there's surprising states where things have happened. The first state in the country to pass a tax credit for family caregivers was Oklahoma. So it's not a red or blue issue. It's an all of us issue.